Over the course of my career, I've had the opportunity to be able to mentor, to coach, and advocate for individuals in helping them grow in their career or help them through problems that they were going through at that time. This week on the Practicing Leader podcast, we'll be talking about those roles and how do you show up as your best self to ensure that you can be the best coach, mentor, or advocate on behalf of those individuals. I'm your host, Parul Bhargava, and let's discuss. As a supplement to this podcast, I've went ahead and put together a quick checklist that you can download for free. If you go to thepracticingleader.com/roles, you can go ahead and download it. Whether you're trying to be a coach, a mentor, or advocate, you're doing your best to try to help somebody else progress in their career, whether it be by providing them feedback, by providing them coaching, or just being there for them when they need you. Taking the time from your schedule or from your responsibilities to invest in others is the best ways you can practice leadership. If you know somebody that's attempting to be a coach or wants to be a coach, a mentor, or an advocate, and you think this content would be useful to them, please feel free to send them the link to the podcast or to video, or you can send them to thepracticingleader.com/latest to be able to see the latest content. Don't mistake the role of coach, mentor, or advocate for that of a manager or a lead or a supervisor. Your responsibilities in each of those cases are fundamentally different, and your role and relationship with the individual that you're providing guidance to is also different. Let's start off with coaching. A coach, or when you're coaching someone, you're primarily focused on trying to help someone improve their skills or their performance or their personal development, but you don't necessarily have a reporting relationship with that individual. You're attempting to help them grow. When you're coaching someone, the thing you want to focus in on is either actively listening or asking insightful questions or providing constructive feedback. These are ways for you to be able to elicit more information from them to find out how you best help them out. Another thing you could try to do is try to set specific goals for those individuals to help them progress towards the end goal that they're looking for, and you're simply helping them figure out what those steps are. Really, your goal is to be able to support and motivate them to help them reach the end goals. This is where you're doing your best to try to help them out that way. As a coach, you are there to support them and try to help them through their journey. When I think about coaching, I think about folks that are really, really good at a specific thing or specific topic, and they provide guidance about that topic. When I think about it in context of sports, you don't necessarily want to take a tennis coach and apply them to football, or take a soccer coach and apply them to badminton. Those skill sets are not necessarily interchangeable. Similarly, in business, when you think about a coach, you want to be able to provide coaching or guidance for somebody within role. Not always perfectly matched, but this at least gives some context about where the coaching role comes in. Let's look at mentors next. Mentors draw upon their experiences as well as knowledge to guide and advise individuals through challenging situations. They often will share insights, provide specific guidance, provide feedback as well to help mentees navigate whatever's going on within their career, whether it be a challenge with another individual or if it is a tough project. These are ways that a mentor can help a mentee out. Another thing a mentor acts as is a sounding board to be able to listen to ideas and then provide constructive feedback to those ideas and allow them to develop and distill an idea and refine it to where it needs to be. They create a safe space for that mentee to be able to air whatever's going on and to be able to work through those issues in a safe environment. When you think about mentoring, think about it as a person that is an expert within a specific competencies or skill sets as a way to be able to provide mentoring. So, for example, if I'm good at conflict resolution or building consensus, that might be something that you could provide mentorship for, but you may not necessarily have to have domain specific expertise in order to be able to help that individual. So when I think about coaching, which is a something of depth versus mentoring with something which is breadth, and you're thinking about which one are you trying to do, and just make sure that you have those skill sets to be able to provide expert guidance to those individuals. And it's okay not to know everything about everything. This is where your network can help you be able to find the individual that can help someone find the right mentor for a specific topic. And lastly, we have advocates. Advocates actively promote and champion the interests and the success of individuals within an organization or even outside of an organization, depending on the size. If you're in a big company, you actually could have advocacy that actually spans multiple teams or groups. If you're in a small business, you still have advocacy about how do you just choose who you're going to build up for the next succession planning role, like we talked about in the last podcast. The way that they do this is by enhancing visibility and recognition for those individuals, where effectively they endorse or they support that individual publicly. They give that support to them so that way they have opportunities that open up for them. That removal of obstacles and the creation of opportunities for those individuals help move that individual forward in their career and allow them to be able to deliver bigger things for the organization or for your business. And advocacy is not just about promotions, it's also about supporting those individuals when they want to grow. I had a situation where I had an individual that no longer worked for me, but she wanted to go to school for user design. That wasn't something that was her part of her day to day role, but I knew this was something that she had wanted to do. So I pushed for that individual to be able to go to school, to be able to have the time, and that advocacy helped her be able to go take those classes and then move on to a new role where she got to be able to work on user design. We talked about coaches, we talked about mentors, we talked about advocates, how coaches be able to provide powerful questions or insightful questions, are actively listening to help an individual get through some tough spots in the role that they're in. Mentors share experiences in order to be able to guide people through difficult situations and be able to help challenge them to be able to go above and beyond what they already know. Advocates help create visibility as well as create opportunities for individuals so that way they can progress in their career. Each of these roles play a very, very big part in how a person's career can go. Take the opportunity and the privilege to be able to play that role for somebody else so that way you can practice leadership on a day to day basis. My name is Parul Bhargava. This has been the Practicing Leader Podcast, and I'll talk to you next week.